So hello. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and also support my small business at latricelimited.com. So I'm actually going to direct you guys' attention to the the Tweetabirds, okay? And I actually have a tweet right here. It says, Mayor Eric Adams says New Yorkers are traumatized post-COVID, but workers need to return to offices. He says essential workers, and particularly women of color, can't sit at home, working remote, and the office workers need to be back to boost the economy. One, I don't know what this has to do with anything. Okay, so I kind of want to just break this down a little bit. Okay, so we got Eric Adams, who is the mayor of New York. All right, New Yorkers are traumatized. All right, which I completely understand. I completely agree with, because how many people have died from COVID? And look at New York. Look how it's a small area. It's a small state. It is. But it's so compact. It's so dense. A lot of people got sick. A lot of people did end up passing away, unfortunately. All right. Now we look at this. And it says post-COVID, which post means after. COVID is what we still got. So I don't understand what that means. How is it after? Where we still have it. People are still dying. And this is also a problem that we have. Yes, have people been relaxed with the mask and all this and that? You know, people talk about, oh, you gotta get your shot. Yeah, you gotta get shot. You gotta get shot. Well, you ain't. Thing about it is that just prevents you from getting hospitalized, but it doesn't protect you from spreading it to anybody. So whatever with that. But here's the thing. You're saying it's post, after. It ain't. But it's not. People are still dying from this stuff. People are still having symptoms of COVID. People could catch it tomorrow. That means it's still around. Really, what people should be doing, I would say government pays them 5 months. And I'm talking about everybody, okay? Everybody who's making, anyone who could work from home, maybe you get $1,000 a month. But everyone who can't work from home, you need to be getting like $2 to $3 grand a month, okay? We're in the richest country in the world. We can afford it, okay? So y'all need to be getting that. And everyone needs to keep their booties at home. That's what really needs to happen, okay? Yeah, we got our grocery store and stuff like that. Doctors, nurses, those are highly essential. If we got our warehouse, you know, people who's working at the post office, Amazon warehouses, yes, y'all need to get that and then some, because your job requires you to physically be there. But everybody else, y'all need to stay at the house. Oh, I want to go to the Wisconsin State Fair. You ain't going to a state fair today. Oh, I want to go and see a movie. You watch it on your computer. You ain't going to the movie theater. You know, so that's the kind of stuff that really should be happening. You know, so that's how I feel about all of this. I don't feel like people should just still be going out, you know, enjoying. And hey, and I'm even speaking for myself. Because, yeah, I go out to eat. You know, I go out. But should I? No, not really. Everyone should be inside. But if you got to go to work every single day, it's like, well, you're going out anyways. You're exposing yourself to God knows what is out there, you know, and you got people walking by you and they're not wearing a mask. They're coughing, they're sneezing, they're touching on you, all this stuff, you know. So we are very far from post. People really should be still working from home right now. People should be getting their essential worker. And I'm talking about if you work in a warehouse, you're an essential worker. Just because you don't have a medical degree or NP by your name, MD, does not mean that you are not an essential worker. Okay? So you still need to be getting your checks, honey. That's what should be happening. This is what this whole thing should be saying. Yeah, I know, you New Yorkers, I get it. You know what? Hey, we'll just keep working from home or whatnot. If you can work from home, anyone else who can't, we'll sort it out when we get there or whatnot. Okay, that's what should be happening, but that's not what's happening. Okay, and you're saying, oh, well, we need workers to return to the office. Well, the thing about it is this: 9 times out of 10, unless you're working on like a project, let's say you're working on like some drone project or something that physically you have to touch you don't need to be in the office. Okay? If you don't have to physically put pieces together or anything like that, you need to keep your booty at home. Okay? So you don't really need to be leaving from your house. And that's the problem. Because people just think like, oh, well, you should just be able to go to the office and whatnot because we're good to go. No, we're not good to go. People should not be doing that. People got COVID, people getting sick, all these allergies, all this stuff. You don't know the difference between the COVID and the allergies right now. So no, y'all don't need to be doing that. Then he's gonna say women of color particularly, you can't just be sitting working from home. Well, what's the problem? And this is also something like Dan Price said, minus whatever other stuff that happened. Okay, I'm from truth for no matter who says it. Okay, so my thing is like this: as long as the work gets done, what's the problem? Well, but you got to be sitting in our office chairs and at our desk. But if the work gets done, what's the problem? Well, but we gotta. I mean, you can't just be sitting down at home at your desk. But if the work gets done, what's the problem? Because a lot of things is this: you got a lot of people who are managers. Really, you could fire half of them, or not fire, just demote them to not being managers, lower pay, and they get to be the regular person. Okay? That's really what should be happening, because you got a lot of managers who have nothing to do. They're sitting around twiddling their thumbs and they're like, yeah, I don't know what to do, but let me go see what she's doing. Let me go. Nah, you go to work, and if you ain't got no work, then your job is not needed, boo. Right? Maybe you need to be doing what we're doing. Maybe you need to get out of your office. You need to put on some regular work shoes and help me move these boxes. Right? That's what you should be doing. Because a lot of this is a lot of micromanagement. You have, it's insanity. Tracking Amazon, they track you when you go to the bathroom. You got people tracking you on the cameras. Oh, well, you weren't at your station. Well, what? I have a disability. My leg is messed up. Well, you still weren't at your station and I was watching you for an hour. Why weren't you working? Why weren't you working? So this is something that really freaking bothers me, because you have a lot of these managers who ain't working. They think their work is looking at you. That ain't work, boo. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. That is not work. You looking at me ain't work. So let's put that over there. But yeah, it's like this whole get back into the office to boost the economy. Well, what's the difference between me working at home and me working in the office? How's the economy being changed? Please explain that to me. Oh, it's because your office buildings would be obsolete by then, right? Because if no one's using those office buildings, then they're not necessary, pretty much. Which really, you could turn those into affordable housing units or something like that. Maybe a nice apartment, where when I say nice, it's affordable. So a lot of people can use it. Okay. You got a nice office floor. You could bump, boom, 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 boom. Probably each floor is 12 rooms, 12, apartment rooms. Wouldn't that make sense? But I digress. I also seen another tweet on here. It says, mayors in all cities are panicking because of all the empty office space in the downtown core. That's what this is. Okay. Pressures on from Richie Rich howlers, developers and landlords. They'll sacrifice the working class for the money. Okay. And that's the thing. You have, and the thing is this. You have the developers, landlords, / the rich people who's owning these $1 million buildings. Your building costs $500,000, $3 million, $5 million, whatever the case may be. It's all rich people who own this stuff. Well, I'm not making my money because y'all not using electricity and y'all ain't working here. So y'all need to get them back in the office. Yeah, but they're productive at home. Yeah, tell them that they're not, though, and tell them to get back in the office. And that's all this is, So that's something that's so crazy to me. I actually have an article here, and it says Adams says the cure to COVID-19 is getting back to work. It's crazy. It says, I see myself not in crisis. I see myself out of crisis. The best thing we can do to deal with COVID is get back to work. All right. This was at a different press conference. New Yorkers did their job. Vaccinated. Boosters. Taking testing. Now, I need them to do one more job. Just one. Go back to their job. And here's the thing. Before let our city get up and running and operate again. Okay, but before I finish, you said go back to their job. So are you saying everyone was just unemployed during this time? Because here's the thing. When the whole work from home thing started, in a big stream like how it did during, the pandemic, you had a lot of people who were like, well, y'all need to get back to work. And well, what do you mean? What have I been doing for 2 years? Have I not been working? Have I just been sitting on my booty not getting paid? Because I'll be less stressful. So what have I been doing this whole time? Nothing? I mean, y'all been working, but y'all are working at home. Well, there's no difference. Only difference is now once I leave the house, you're spending money every time you leave the house. Every time you start your car up, you're spending money. You're going through tolls. It's not as much safer because you are on the road, and we know how people are, crashes, etc. that are going on. You're away from your house. Now you gotta hope and pray that no one breaks into your crib. Okay, so it's a lot of other little things, as well as getting up early that you gotta do. You gotta make it there on time. You gotta clock in, clock out. Oh, you gotta eat right here, right then and there. You're tired. You can't go to sleep on your break. Oh, we go in your car. No one's walking all the way to their car, y'all. No one's gonna go all the way to the car, waste time. You got the lights that are so bright and blaring. So you have a lot of little things that are associated with office or any other kind of work environment that you may have. And you're saying, oh, well, you guys got to get back to work. Well, were they not working? You said that they were working from home. Yeah, but that's not work. What? Well, packages got delivered. Customer service calls got answered. I don't see how this isn't work. But I digress. It says, in his budget address Wednesday, Adams highlighted how the Omicron variant has slowed the city's return to office progress. The administration reported that 25.8% of workers in in New York City are back at their desk. The city's average is 7.2%, lower than the 10 other municipalities. Okay, so that's the thing. You're over here saying that people ain't working, yet people are working. You're saying, oh no, y'all just lazy. Y'all ain't really working. Y'all just being lazy. Y'all don't want to do anything. How is that possible if people have been working? You have been saying that people have been working. So I don't know what this whole weird thing is. I mean, it's all capitalism. You just don't want your buildings to be seen as obsolete and you waste money. But turn it into affordable housing. Boom. You save money on all this other stuff, and you actually make more money because you could charge rent and all this other stuff. So I don't understand why not just do that. But those are my thoughts and opinions. And until then.